Pokemon has 18 types, and I decided I wanted to beat it with just one. I've never loved Ghost-type Pokemon, and I thought it would be a worthy challenge, so I started to run Sword and Shield while only using Ghost types. I brought in my starter, a level 1 Honedge, named it Seppuku, and started fighting our first Pokemon. Even though it's level 1, these wild Pokemon still can't take on this Mon. He was lying. Seppuku proceeds to get whited out 2 times, and we are forced to gain XP by balling a Pokemon. That being said, we don't really run into too much trouble until the water gym, and that's also when I kind of decide to move my face cam, so it all kind of works out. Here's the little important stuff that happened along the way. I caught a Pumpkaboo, named it Kin, and beat the grass gym leader. Then I talked to the chairman and did a gym challenge where I could fight a scary gym leader, Nessa. Nessa is difficult. My current strategy is basically to use a move called Fury Cutter, a 40 damage move that gets double as strong when used in succession up to 3 times. I also have Silver Powder, which buffs bug type moves by 20%, giving this level 22 Honedge a whopping 192 damage move, which is crazy. If you're observant, you may have noticed it has 95% accuracy, but Seppuku has an ability called No Guard, completely removing that factor. This has carried me through the first 2.5 hours of gameplay, but now with the Dynamaxing Dreadnought, I'm having some trouble. Ghost only has 2 weaknesses, itself, which I can reliably deal with, and Dark. After waiting out 3 times, I learned I would need to find some more Pokemon. A Driftbloom! Yes, I caught a Driftbloom, and named him Blimpy. He will do great work and totally won't be sacrificed to the Dynamax turn. Anyway, Seppuku takes out the first 2 Pokemon and damages the Dynamax Dreadnought until fainting, where we send out Blimpy. He dies immediately, where Kin uses Max Guard, ending Dreadnought's big boy form and allowing us to use a super effective grass type move. And this shouldn't one-shot with how much health we have. Yeah. And just like that, we beat Nessa, got the water badge, and now we can head to the fire gym. But first, I went to the wild area and caught a Duskull, which I appropriately named Ryuk, and started a battle with Marnie, an all-dark type trainer. Marnie was very difficult, and I am forever weak to dark type Pokemon. So after losing twice to a negative matchup, I knew something had to change. I can't fight Marnie. I can't. Do I just get hyper leveled? I think I have to. And get hyper leveled I did. After getting 1 whole level on 2 of my Pokemon, I went back to Marnie and... Don't die. Yes! It's gonna one-shot. This does like 400 damage. Oh, Marnie down. Just like that. Oh, I actually won. Surprisingly enough, 1 level was all I needed, and I headed for the fire gym where a very important Pokemon was hiding. I need to catch this. It's a Litwick. I'm burned. This stupid ass Sizzlipede, bro. So I left the gym challenge, caught another Duskull, and also caught a Litwick, which I accidentally didn't name, but I'll make it up with a banger name in the future. Shitolier! Oh, fuck! Now I have a 6 Pokemon team, and I am ready to fight Koga, the fire-type gym leader. This gym is going to be tricky because my main carry Seppuku is weak to fire, so I am yet again unable to use the Fury Cutter cheese I've been doing. Luckily, with the new addition of a fire type, we have a good resistance to the main damage. The first fight was close, but I was still trying to use Seppuku as my carry, and he couldn't live against Centiskorch. Crit! Just crit! Fuck you. It burned. That is ridiculous. I quickly renamed Litwick to Shitolier, and we went back to the fight. I first used Seppuku to do as much damage as possible to the Ninetales, and then switch out to Blimpy. This gets the Ninetales pretty low, and I switched to Duskull before Blimpy dies to take her out. Shitolier then fully takes out an Arcanine by using Confused Ray and Hex until it dies. This leaves just the Centiskorch, where we're going to do some crazy plays to make sure this thing dies. And we kept freaking Blimpy alive. My plan for keeping Blimpy alive was to send him into the end field against the freaking god here. Yo. There's gotta be a... Let's look at the verse. Oh, shit. That's a bad matchup. Giant Lizard. Blimpy gets taken out alongside her sister Duskull, and I throw out Shitolier to hit a Max Guard. waiting out the Centiskorch's final Dynamax turn. The Centiskorch uses Coil, and Chitilier does decent damage and lowers its defense. The next turn, it uses Smokescreen, and Chitilier critical hits with Max Phantasm, but loses her Dynamax form.
Confuse Ray. He can take a fire hit. It's not very effective, but it was a crit. Hex. Hit yourself! Ah! Yo! Chitilier! He's different! He knows how to do it! I didn't think he was going to take down the whole Dynamax. Round of applause for the kid. For the prodigy.
We got the Fire Gym badge, and now we can start day 2, where I forget to turn my timer on. This is not a reoccurring thing, and this will only happen once. I immediately start by catching a Golett, then ask the digging duo nicely for a Duskstone, which I actually got lucky and got one. We reach our destination of Hammerlock and promptly make our way to the outfits to put on some heat. After we find a Yonmask and I name it Sheikah, I immediately try to evolve him and turn him into a Runerigus, which takes forever, but it's worth it, so whatever. I had to take 49 damage without healing, then walk under the Dusty Bowl, which once done gave me my first fully evolved Pokemon. I make my way to town where I fight Hop, which was pretty easy, but it evolved Blimpy into bigger Blimpy, so that's pretty good. After I do the gym challenge, I fight the fourth and arguably most difficult gym battle,
This might be an easy gym.
Oh, but he was so wrong! B throws out a flippin' panda that decides to wipe my entire team without hesitation. It's brutal. An absolute massacre. Even if you make it past the panda, you gotta beat this guy. Spoiler alert, Chitilier did not tank it. So I ended up leveling up my Pokemon and taught Chitilier Minimize and Curse, moves that would prove very important for this battle. Chitilier confused and killed the first 2 Pokemon, then cursed the Sirfetch'd, killing itself in the process. Blimpy killed the Sirfetch'd, and now I had 5 Pokemon going into the Gigantamax Machamp. I used Self-Destruct on Blimpy and did some decent chip damage, and I stall by sacrificing King. Dynamaxing Sheikah, he hits me with a super effective move, but it deals under half my max HP. I then hit him under half, and he loses Dynamax.
That's not enough. And he takes damage from my Rocky Helmet.
Let's go! Let's go!
All it took was Chitilier again. You know, clutch in the fire gym, clutch in this gym. I knew it was a good strategy.
Just like that, I no-diffed B and made my way to Glintwood Tangle, where I caught a Sinistea and named it Crumpet. The Fairy Gym was very easy because Seppuku is a Steel-type Pokemon and I could just sweep using Iron Head. So along the way, Ryuk evolved and we got a pretty easy gym badge. We went back to Hammerlock and fought Hop, and he actually gave me some trouble. The first 2 attempts were failures, so I'll go over how I beat him. I first used Blimpy to take out Trevenant and die to the Boltund. Next I throw out Crumpet and use a combo of Giga Drain, my held item Big Root, which buffs Drain by 30%, and the ability Weak Armor, which lowers defense but buffs speed. The first attack leaves Crumpet on 3 HP, but I gain speed and take out the Boltund first. Hop throws out a Rillaboom and I hit him with Will-O-Wisp, which hits meaning his physical attacks deal half as much. After Crumpet faints, I throw out Seppuku and use a bug move to deal tons of damage and charge up my 192 damage move. Rillaboom goes down quick and he throws out a Heatmor. I use a Night Slash and critical hit him, but Hop uses a Hyper Potion in the next turn. It doesn't matter because I crit again, bringing him back down to low HP. One more hit and Hop sent out his final Pokemon, Snorlax.
I'm faster. I could make him flinch. I'm thinking I'm just going to do that. This is what I was scared of, the stockpile. It's killed me once, but I don't think it's going to kill me again. I think I just got him. Oh, yeah. GG's, Hop.
Keeping Hop in depression, we can move on to the cold area, where we spend way too long looking for a female Snorunt with a good nature. We finally get one, and I happen to get a Dawnstone from the digging duo a while back, so now we have the last addition to our team, and sadly we have to leave Blimpy behind. But with that, day 3 begins, and we're starting off strong. Gordy is our next challenge, and we beat him first try, killing his anchor with Kiki's Destiny Bond. Obtaining the rock badge, we obliterate Hop this time and move over to the dark gym, where we can rematch Marnie. She only had 4 Pokemon and Kiki knew a fairy type move, so we breeze past that and are able to fight the 7th gym leader, Piers. Piers has 4 Pokemon as well, so after we get past the first 3, we only have to worry about a stun tank. This battle doesn't have Dynamaxing, which is actually pretty good, because our playstyle isn't pure damage, but, I'll say it, cheap tricks. We disable the stun tank Sucker Punch with Sheikah and switch to Crumpet, which uses Will-O-Wisp. I then realize I can cheese the whole Pokemon by spamming non-attack moves, because the only dark type move this Pokemon knows is Sucker Punch, which always goes first, but misses if I don't use an attacking move. I proceed to use Protect, Aromatherapy, and Will-O-Wisp until the stun tank faints. It may not be pretty, but I beat the Dark Gym on my first try and got my badge. Up next, Raihan. This gym is all about double battles, and I start with our Ice type and Ryuk, while he uses Flygon and Gigalith. In the first turn, Kiki uses Icy Wind and Ryuk uses Confuse Ray, and that gets the Flygon pretty low, but Kiki gets hit hard as well. We finish off Flygon and the Gigalith attacks Ryuk, leaving Kiki low but alive. Ryuk used Future Sight and Raihan sends out Sandaconda. I use another Icy Wind, but right after, Kiki was taken out by the Sandaconda. Ryuk burns it with Will-O-Wisp, and the Gigalith hurts itself in confusion. I send out Crumpet, hoping the grass type moves will be enough for these ground types. I focus on taking out the Gigalith and confuse the Sandaconda, making that Pokemon barely a factor. The next turn, he throws out a Duraludon that he will Gigantamax. I Dynamax Crumpet, and he takes out Ryuk. I don't deal much damage to him, leaving me in a difficult position. But we turned the arena grassy. I think Sheikah can live long enough with the Pokemon here. We're gonna kill the Sandaconda. G-Max Depletion. We're good. That kills Sandaconda. Just Shadow Claw, I guess. I'm faster, though. That made me faster. Alright. Rocky Helmet's gonna come in clutch with this damage, because he's very tanky. Overheat. Overheat hits. Let's go! Chitalier with the dub. With another clutch from Chitalier, we get our 8th and final gym badge from Raihan. We do a bunch of extra stuff like saving the world or whatever, but most importantly, we have a battle against the undefeated champion. If you didn't know, Leon is the champion and undefeated, making him the undefeated champion of Galar. This level of trainer is crazy because he is undefeated. Another thing is, he has never lost. In actuality, he is a scary trainer, and we both throw out Aegislash as our frontrunners. Luckily for me, my Pokemon is stacked with the best moves possible. I use Swords Dance and get a free +2, but my attack barely doesn't kill, and he takes me out in my Blade form. I send out Chitalier and finish his first Pokemon off. He sends out Haxorus, and it was faster, immediately taking out Chitalier. I use Kiki and hit him with a Draining Kiss. He misses his attack, and next turn, Kiki does another Draining Kiss. I had an item that made Haxorus flinch, meaning he actually misses again. After the third attack, Haxorus hits a move and takes Kiki out, but is now low. The rest of this match was less than stellar. After I took out the Haxorus, the rest of my team couldn't make up the ground I already lost, and I had my first whiteout since the difficult Hop fight. Leon is the final boss of Pokemon Sword and Shield, so I knew the early game had to be good and saw the first mistake in the very first interaction, Seppuku vs Aegislash. I used Swords Dance like last time, but instead of attacking immediately next turn, I go for 2 more, hoping he would spam King's Shield, a really broken move that makes Aegislash viable. Unfortunately, by the third turn, he uses Shadow Ball and deals a really big amount of damage, but just like that, the new Aegislash combo is up. I now have a +6 in attack and a priority move, making me a walking nuke. Using Shadow Sneak, I one-shot Aegislash, where Leon throws out his Haxorus. Unfortunately for him, I'm in peak form. The rest of his Pokemon are just fodder, getting Shadow Sneaked one after another. I make my way to Charizard, Dynamaxing and... Oh damn, I made a mistake and Dynamaxing makes me slow. Shoot. Well, I use the rest of my team and win. Yay! Subscribe. Anyway, Litwick female name. I'm gonna name it... Fine. Chitalier. Why not? Oh.
I can't enter that name. Yeah, it's a profanity. Yeah. All right. That's the name. Really loving, you know.